What's going on, everybody? What's up, family?
What's
What's
good?
going on?
How
Talk
y'all
to me.
doing tonight?
Listen,
Brandon.
ready to
Hey,
get this
listen,
bag for 2022.
I'm really excited about this live and sharing this amazing information with our viewing audience. And for those of you all that are listening in for maybe the first time, my name is Carl Wilkins, your favorite entrepreneur. And I'm so excited to be here with some amazing men and women that are really impacting lives. So let's go ahead and dive into the topic of discussion. Just really want to discuss, just some of those how-to steps. Some people are afraid, not even just about investing. I think some people are afraid of just taking risk, period. Some
Mm-hmm.
people are nervous. So what if I date and it don't work? What if I go to school and it don't work? What if,
Yeah.
it's just so many things that we could relate that to. Um, can you all give your perspective on why maybe people walk in fear, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, or they'll do everything they can to avoid doing it? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have the time, but maybe the subconscious them is really afraid.
That's so good. That is so good. I'll start off. What's up, guys? My name is Rashonda Colbert. And so what about the fear of the unknown? That perspective, right? The fear of the unknown, maybe you've been used to doing something a certain way, um, or maybe you don't want to dive into something of the unknown because you don't know the beginning from the end. So
Mm-hmm.
you just don't touch it at all, even though it may even bring benefit to your life, to your finances, to your spiritual life, to your relationship. So the fear of the unknown, like I won't even touch it because I don't know how deep I have to go into it. I don't know anything about it. So that's just surface. Of perspective on, sometimes we may not pursue something. I've definitely been there before. I've definitely been,
Right.
had, fear paralyzes you if you didn't know. um on so many levels. It could be in your relationship. You want your relationship or your marriage to get better, but it's like the fear, you don't want to touch those uncharted waters.
Mm-hmm.
So but the great thing about it is when you literally just leap and you go for it. I don't care if it's like, I don't know if I should start school now. Guess what? Those 3 4 years gonna pass by, and you're gonna
Yeah.
think to yourself, man, I would have been finished right now. We ever thought of that? Like, or if I would have just started, removing my pride in my marriage, like, man, my marriage would have been better, or that relationship would have been better, or if I
Yep.
would have started investing with $10, I would have been further along than I'm at.
That's
So
true.
sometimes when we bring it into focus, um, and not just have all these wandering, limiting beliefs and lies wandering around, if we just thrust forward, it would cause you to see that it really ain't that bad.
Come on, come on, talk to me, Sister Jasmine. I would love to hear your perspective, young queen.
Absolutely. So touching on fear, turning 30 in 2021 was fearful for me. But however, at that same point, it was a real eye opener. Okay, Jasmine, you got 2 kids. It is time for you to level up. You're tired of being stagnant, but procrastination was like covering me hard and fear. So, like I told y'all before, this amazing opportunity came into my lap. And when it first came, because of the presenter, I did not join at the time.
Mhm.
But it also was fear of she may be about to scam me, fear of that this information cannot possibly be true, fear of if I invest in myself, I may lose everything, or I may not know what I'm doing and lose out on my money,
Mhm.
and fear of change. What am I going to do if I do make all this money? I've never had 6 figures in front of me before other than tax time. Typical us, when we get our taxes, we get 6 or 7 figures, depending on whatever's going on in your situation. But of course, I got these figures. Okay, debt, bills, broke again, right? So I've been told, invest in yourself. And I've always been fearful. No, I'm not going to invest in myself. I don't know what I'm doing. So the end of 2021, when I tell you all fear has been depleted, I'm so excited. So I definitely strongly encourage each person that is viewing this live today, sit down and really think like what you desire in your heart. And you have to remove that fear. Like, you're never going to move anywhere in life if fear is standing in your way.
Address it, right? It's like this big fake bear that's in front of you, right? It's like a teddy bear, and it's like, it's your emotions are real though. The emotions that are attached with fear is so real. That's why you don't move forward. That's why you don't move forward. That's why you don't take action. So I love that, Jasmine. Like, face it, acknowledge it. Oh, I love it.
I definitely relate that one to grabbing the bull by the horns. Y'all all know, y'all quite familiar, especially Shauna. I know you're familiar. I always say grab the bull by the horns, because the bull is going to do what the bull is going to naturally do, is attack you and take control over how you move and your desire. So, we just got to grab the bull by the horns. I like that.
Hey, Dre.
Man.
Talk to me.
I like to sit sometimes and just listen to make sure that I don't want to be repetitive to what everybody else is saying. But sometimes it's hard with the mentality of those that live in that fearful mindset, right? We all agree that. Would you all agree that your circumstances dictate your emotions, right? Or what you have gone through? So I often think about where the reason why most people are fearful of new coming opportunities that seem like it's new, like it just came out the sky, right? Opportunity comes along and everybody just seems like they rush towards it, and you kind of reserve it. And then all of a sudden, a lot of times people become successful because they have movers advantage. Where you get your information from, where you have evolved from, maybe it's your neighborhood, the mindset. I know people from my culture, maybe your culture, where you come from in your background. A lot of things that we do today in this space that we're working in, that we're building in, that we're creating entrepreneurship opportunities in, a lot of them are a bit skeptic, right? You got internet and social media is really taking over with is economics. They're taking over economics. E-commerce is really dictating what the value of a dollar is these days. If you're not getting in the forefront of it, you're in the back of it. So you don't take advantage of it because maybe you don't have knowledge and your computer accolades, your background isn't there. You've been in the streets too long, or maybe you're college educated and you're just used to the normal moms and pops way of growing up. The way my parents grew up and my grandparents grew up is not. They're not in the IT field or something like that, so they just won't grab it. So they live in that bit of that fear and that in that little box. But we're here to show you, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are watching, we want to help you out. Break out of your cocoon, right? You've been wrapped in a cocoon. You've been a caterpillar, but for so long, it's time for you to release. And we have valuable information that'll help you overcome that.
Hey, Dre, let me say something. So let me put a bookmark right here.
Talk to me.
Now I'm about to pull some out of what you just said. It was so powerful. Our parents. Okay? Listen, y'all. We're never to forget the sacrifice that our parents, whoever raised us, grandparents, auntie, or whatever raised us. However, there's something that we can learn from that era. Our parents did whatever they had to do to put food on the table. This is the reality. Hopefully, legally, my parents, they But my point is this: people are going to school. Now hear me when I say this. There's nothing. Listen, we're all for education, y'all.
Absolutely.
I'm not down on education, but my point is, people are getting an education to learn a system that's failing. Like, this is like the degree today, and not in all cases, but in some cases, and a lot of cases, that job may not even be relevant.
Right.
I mean, the way technology is taking over, you have our kids, other children. I was listening to the Ricky Smiley morning show. Ricky Smiley is hilarious, but they were talking about how we're living in a digital era, and if you ask a child what they want to do and what they want to become, they want to be a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, they want to make money on YouTube. Like, they want to post videos.
Right.
So we're living in a digital era. So my point with saying that was that I believe we should be grateful for the old landmarks that our parents and our parents' parents.
Yeah.
But we cannot expect to move forward in the future with that mentality. And some people are really afraid to adjust. When the internet came out, people were nervous about the internet. When ATM cards, no, you ain't put my money on no plastic. Like, you know, people were afraid to adjust then.
Yeah.
And you may even have a group, a lot of people have now adjusted, but you know, you may have a group now that still has that old way of thinking. I gotta touch my money.
I used to work with somebody like that. I used to work with somebody
about Bitcoin, crypto.
What's a Bitcoin? Let me touch
that stuff. I can't touch it. I can't poke it. So, you know, you're finding that everything has changed. I mean, the economy. I was out and about today, and I heard two ladies speaking. Overheard their conversation, and the lady said to me, I can't even afford to buy food. My husband and I own Medicare. This is fact. She said our Medicare has gone up $46 extra a month. But inflation is the highest it's ever been in over 40 years.
Right.
Wow.
Y'all, we're living in an epidemic, not COVID-19 only.
Yeah. Right.
We're in an economic pandemic.
Absolutely.
Over 40 years, inflation has never been this high. In 40 years, I wasn't even born.
And still rising.
I'm telling y'all my age.
Yeah, and it's still rising. That's right.
It's still rising.
So now it was like, okay, you tell me to go to school. You tell me to go to education. Okay, let's say a person does that. Kudos.
Yeah.
Thank God you were able to focus for 8 years to get a degree or whatever. But then you get a job that the money that they're paying you can't even keep up with the cost of living. This is some real stuff.
Yeah.
So my mind is like, yo, what are people really gonna do in 2022?
Yeah.
So guys, for those of you all listening, these are my wealth partners, and we are in a space of digital entrepreneurship. We're investing in NFTs, and we're learning about digital property on the metaverse, and we're investing heavy into cryptocurrency. We have an opportunity to make money in the market because I told somebody the other day, I don't care if you don't understand what I do. What you need to know is your money is no longer your money, and the money that you're saving in your 401k and in your retirement in 15 to 20 years will not even be your 1 million in retirement will be worth probably maybe 150 grand in 20 years.
That's correct.
Because the cost of everything. So what we're teaching people about investing into crypto, I believe we need to really help them understand the world has changed.
Right.
Like if you go back to 1915, it's not the same.
And I think fear has something to do with that as well. To like our first topic, talking about fear. People are afraid of change. People are afraid of the fact that the US dollar is now not really worth anything. And also with the fear of inflation. Oh my gosh, I gotta have 3 or 4 jobs just to maintain this high mortgage or high rent for this rinky-dinky apartment, so on and so forth. So to the people that we talk to, trying, getting them to come to an opportunity call and trying to open their eyes, they have fear blockers.
Right.
They're not ready to hear that
right.
the world is changing around them.
They're busy worrying about how much does it cost. But inflation is eating up your money.
Boom.
You know what I like? What I've started to find, though, quite honestly, a little bit of that fear is changing a bit, in because people are more curious about this digital space that we're living in, right? They want to know about these binary options and how do you get involved with that stuff. Even the foreign exchange market, and cryptocurrency market, and metaverse, and these NFTs, these things are exciting. People are building digital worlds outside of the normal world that we're used to living in. They're living in a virtual 3D reality, and they're creating significant streams of income for themselves. What I do love is that if that curiosity is being piqued so much, the only problem and fear that people are really having is, where can I learn this information from?
Yeah.
Because I'm interested, but my skepticism is that people are trying to scam me. People are trying to take advantage of me. Is it a scheme or is it a reality? And what we're here to tell you is that there is an educational platform that is provided to you, ladies and gentlemen. We have an opportunity here. And I know I'm probably be jumping the gun here, but I just know that there's people out there that are listening right now, and they've heard the fear talk, and there's some people that just want to overcome that fear, and they're just ready to say yes. Do you have a space for me? Do you have an opportunity to learn? I want to learn some of the things that you're learning. And if you do, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You're asking the right questions with the right people. So
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Jasmine, what made you jump out the boat? Because see, I need somebody to hear this.
Oh, man. Okay.
Maybe you're a lady or
talk
woman,
to him.
or maybe you're a brother that's listening.
Yeah.
Like, Jasmine, what made you say, look, I may not understand, this cryptocurrency, the metaverse, NFTs, Bitcoin, like, I'm unsure.
Right.
What made you get rid of all that? Because I'm sure you knew that people were having success.
Right.
But what made you take the leap of faith just to start?
So prior to October 5th, before that, I was working 2 jobs and going to school, right? And working these 2 jobs, I worked from 6 to 3 and then 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, I'm working these 2 jobs. I'm still broke. Still got 2 kids to take care of. Still trying to manage these bills. This getting turned off, this getting repoed. And I'm working 2 jobs, sleeping myself and barely getting sleep and still going to school, take care of 2 kids. October 5th come. I come in front of you and Angela. And while Dr. China was talking, and she said that no matter what you do, you paying bills, you still gonna be broke, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, man.
You may want to say that again. You may want to say that again for the people in the back, though.
I am working 2 jobs.
And bills are still
broke.
Yeah.
Paying bills. Yeah. One job would pay for maybe the rent. That took half the check. Then a little bit left put the gas tank. Then the second job check took care of every other little bill, and I'm still broke. And I'm still trying to take care of myself, still trying to take care of my kids. And granted, yes, father is in their life and helping me take care of, but who as a woman or a man want to be working 2 jobs, slaving, and you're still broke? Right. So at this point, I'm turning 30. I'm like, okay, I can't keep working like a slave no more. It's time to invest in myself. All right, cryptocurrency, Carl Wilkins, Ezra Wilkins. What are they talking about? Okay, cool. Get on the call. Light bulb went off. Invest in yourself. Investing, crypto, longevity of wealth. It's a no-brainer at this point. I need to invest in myself because me working like a slave and getting these checks ain't getting me nowhere. So evidently investing in myself gotta be the answer. It gotta be the key. So I made a sacrifice on 3 days after October 5th. I made a sacrifice. I took light bill money, people, being transparent and giving a testimony. I took a light bill funds and invested in myself into this community. And I'm so grateful. And I know God was like, this is it. You're opening a business. You need a vehicle to fund it. You're working 2 or 3 jobs and it's not funding your business because you're broke trying to maintain a roof over your head.
Jesus.
What else can you do? It's nothing else. I can't work for so many jobs. I still got kids to take care of. Right. So what else can I do? Invest. Invest. All these programs, credit, real estate, trucking. I mean, there's so many millionaires popping up out of the woodworks. It's bananas. So what are they doing that I'm not doing? I'm tired of being stagnant. I'm tired of living from check to check. I refuse to live from check to check anymore. And my children have to experience that. I know over my dead body, no. They're going to learn this financial literacy that our public schools did not teach us. Me and my kids' fathers was just talking about that today. The public schools and private do not teach this information.
No, they're not teaching about credit, real estate. Nope.
Thank you.
Crypto, none of it.
Just talking about that today. And I'm like, our parents didn't know. I cannot fault my mother.
Right.
She didn't know.
Right.
So I gotta be the leader in my family to break these curses, to break what my parents and their parents did not know. I have to be the leader for my next generation, which is my children, my cousins, all of them. I'm trying to bring all of them because y'all are just like me. Y'all are broke. I'm gonna be honest. So if you're watching it today, I love you and I'm sorry, but you're broke. Granted, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Rashana, what made you step out? My God, today.
Look, I'm honestly a leaper, okay? A leaper, a jumper, a hopper. So that's me. I'm a hopper, I'm a leaper. I just knew, but I just did not know. You know, I did not know. I was ignorant of the fact of investing. I was ignorant of it. And just because you do not know, you're still going to have to suffer the consequences of your ignorance. So I knew that I wanted more. I knew that there was something more. I grew up with, and again, our parents, our environment, our family, they're only able to give us what they have.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. But when the opportunity presents itself, now when you get of age and you're living your life, guess what? It's up to you to hear opportunity and make a decision.
Right.
You can't blame it on mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, family, lineage, generational habits. Guess what? When it's time that you hear, what are you going to do with the opportunity? So once again, I always knew that the way that we handled money growing up, it was dysfunctional, right? It was dysfunctional and it wasn't breeding generational wealth. And I knew that it wasn't breeding generational wealth because the habits, and no one left anything. No one left anything. You know, at the end of the day, you know, in the typical and average African-American household or family lineage, when someone passed away, you see fighting and bickering and, you know, it's like fighting over crumbs and nobody didn't really leave anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you're fighting over crumbs and it just becomes habitual and it becomes a habit, right? So with the fact that everything within me knew that there was something more, when I was introduced to this opportunity, even though I had the fear of the unknown, I leaped anyway because I knew that there was something in me saying, it's something more. Why not try? What are you going to do? Are you going to stay with the same, you know, cycle and habits? Are you going to stay with the same thing? you know, because my mindset of generational wealth, I thought 2 and 3 jobs was okay.
Wow.
I thought it was absolutely okay. I thought being coin a Jamaican, you know, because when people would say you're a Jamaican when you got all these jobs, I thought that was okay. I thought that's what you were supposed to do.
Hard worker.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I would literally, like, to me, my mind working 24/7 around the clock, I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Right.
Even if I had children, even if I had a husband, but it also dawned on me that how are you going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor?
My God.
How am I going to spend time with my children? How am I going to spend time with my husband? How am I going to
enjoy it if you're working
spend
or
quality time
Right.
with the ones that I love, the things that I also desire. Now, I also desired the generational wealth, but I also desired children. I also desired my husband. I also desired to help people in my community, to build my church, to build people. How am I supposed to do that if I'm literally working 24/7?
Right.
So then when this opportunity came to me, it allowed me to recreate new habits and new mindsets. And so I now know and realize, and that's no longer my mindset, to think it's okay to have 2 and 3 jobs, to have multiple degrees. I'm a degree. I didn't mind going to school. I have 2 master's degrees. I have a bachelor's. I have an associate. I have, you name it, I have it. I had even thought about going for the doctorate degree, guys, because again, I equated degrees, multiple jobs, working around the clock. That's how I equated wealth.
Right.
And you know, I heard
really allowed me to change my mindset.
I heard Dr. China say this, and maybe somebody agreed or didn't agree, but the reality is this is facts. He said there are people that are well off that maybe have good jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Facts.
But she said you don't find people that are extremely wealthy working a job.
Right.
Ooh.
Not saying you're not doing.
Say that one again.
She said you don't find people that are extremely wealthy.
Right.
So some people will say, "Hey, I'm already making $50K a year, $100K a year, $250,000 a year. You know, I got a good job." Dre, close us out. We're gonna give it a close.
You know, I was just thinking real quick.
That makes maybe those numbers. Why would you say even to them, like, okay, maybe you're doing good in your eyes, but how? Let them know how good can become an enemy to great.
You know, that's a paralyzing statement, a paralyzing mindset. You're doing something so good, like Rashana just said. You know, you equated, or Jasmine, you equated work to something that as it being good because you're providing for your family. You believe you're setting a type of legacy and a standard for your household and for those that know you. But in all actuality, true wealth is gained through the efforts that you do on a daily basis that will allow you time management back to you. See, you work for wealth and you work for riches to give you back time, right? With your family. Now, as a former naval veteran, 9-year veteran, you know, going out to sea and being away from my family, it was great. You know, I get to travel, see the world, Spain and England and Greece and Russia and all these fabulous countries. But getting that time back was more important because my children still was at home. My wife was still at home. And, no, they didn't get to see the things that I got to see. And so what that made me want to do is, man, I want my kids to see Europe. I want my kids to see these foreign countries. And, you know, I dare to dream more and to find an opportunity that would allow me to do that, to give me that time back so I can probably be at home, see my children, go to school. Right. It meant more. So I encourage everybody that's watching this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, for one, congratulations. If you're still watching this stream or you're watching it tomorrow, all we at down below, just comment, I am ready for a change.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, everybody that is watching this stream, I am ready for a change.
Ready for a
right?
change.
I am ready for a change. And since this is 2022, the month of January, this is the beginning. We all know that how you start typically is how you end. If you start strong, if you start for those changes, if you start creating habits and patterns, and you start listening and changing your mindset and start learning how to be around people who think and are of that same cloth, then eventually you begin to make that change. You begin to make that transformation. But you get to determine that. Nobody else can determine that for you. But what we can say is that we provide a space of that type of level of comfortability. We invite you to our space. So down below in the chats, in the comments below, I am ready for a change. I am ready for a change. And what we want to do here, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give you a 90-day blueprint for that particular change. We want to give you a 90-day change. All you got to do is tap in. Down below, comment, I am ready for a change. Somebody like myself, somebody like my brother Carl Wilkins, somebody like Rashonda Colbert, somebody like Jasmine Belcher is going to reach out to you, ladies and gentlemen. And what we want to do is we want to put you in our arms. We want to love on you. We want to put you in a space and help you change your mindset so that you don't have to think about the fears that everybody else around you is telling you. You are stronger than you believe.
Absolutely.
You are a conqueror. You are a warrior. You are a survivor of whatever you have been
Absolutely.
through in 2022, in the beginning of a year, listening to information that can possibly change the trajectory of your legacy and your family.
Yes.
Ladies, welcome to our space. This is what we talk about. This is what we eat. We want to break bread with you. We want to share some knowledge and information with you. 90 days to freedom, ladies and gentlemen. 90 days to freedom. Matter of fact, down below, after you write, I am ready for a change, go back and write 90 days to freedom.
Yes.
90 days. Say it after me. Lady, if you're watching this right now, I am ready for a change. 90 days to freedom. What is that, ladies and gentlemen? I can't wait to tell you. Next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Wednesday is January 19th. We will be having a live virtual conference. The information that we're getting ready to give you some information so that you can register for that information, or down below in the comments, if you have written, I am ready for a change. I want to see what the next 90 days looks like for me so I can get to my freedom, so I can start changing the trajectory of my family, of my legacy. Then we want to get back with you and we want to love up on you.
Wow.
Absolutely. I love it.
Talk
to me.
Let's talk. This has been absolutely incredible. Guys, we're going to do this again. I love the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
And it's hopefully helping everyone to break out of that fear zone and come into their purpose. So we expect to see each and every one of you on Wednesday, January the 19th. It is completely free to register. We're going to be teaching on the metaverse, NFTs, cryptocurrency. Again, breaking out of the fear zone.
Yeah.
Come on.
Again, breaking out of the fear zone, right?
Yeah.
If there's opportunity in learning these industries, then you have to be willing to say, I'm going to break out of my fear zone. I'm going to attend the virtual masterclass, and I'm going to at least get the information. All right. So family, you want to get back with whoever you're seeing this feed on, wherever you're seeing this. If you're watching the replay, maybe you're seeing it via YouTube. If you are open to attending our next event, you want to get in contact with the person where you're seeing this. Everybody take care and God bless.
God bless.
All right, y'all. Talk to me.
Talk to me. Let's go.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome on the inside, y'all. See you guys on the inside.
Absolutely.
90 days of freedom. I am
See you
ready
next
for a change.
Wednesday.